Good morning guys, welcome back. The year is almost over and of course the backpacking season of this year already has been behind us, and it's been a great year. And as a hiker and backpacker, by the end of the year you're usually reflecting on your gear and thinking, well, what worked for me, what didn't work for me, what am I continue to keep using next year, and what am I going to replace over the winter, or for which items I'm going to save up. And then you're coming up to two lists, and one of them is favorite backpacking gear and the other one is most disappointing backpacking gear. And my next two videos will be about this subject, and today I will be talking about my most favorite backpacking gear of 2022, and my video from next one is going to be about my most disappointing gear. So stay tuned. So I bought all these items by myself, collected them over the time, and it's all new gear that I started using this year. So you know that I have other favorite items, like for example my Hilltop Chair Zero, but as I'm using that for several years now, I'm not mentioning that in this video. This is really new gear that I started using this year, so which was totally new, and therefore I had to decide whether I like it or not. And the first item I'm starting with is my watch. I got this one from my dad at the beginning of this year. It is the Garmin Fenix 6S Pro, and yeah buddy, I absolutely love it. I mainly use it for navigation, and I always worked with one of those handheld GPSs. They worked absolutely fine, but the battery life was terrible on them, and you're always having a thing in your hand. And this one shows the maps so correctly and so clear and bright that it's absolutely great to have the trail you're hiking on your wrist. All you have to do is check if you're still going on the right direction, and if not, it tells you how you get back to the trail. It also tells the weather pretty decent. It tells you on the first screen I have entered a which that it is telling me the current temperature, but this watch also has a function that I can look ahead in the next couple of hours and even days what the weather forecast is going to be like. So that's really worth it on the trail as well. It also has a detection in it that when I'm having an accident or something, so it experienced a real hard burst against something, it sends out a message to whatever kind of details you're adding to it, your family or something, that something has been happened, so they can contact you to see if everything is okay. Where I live, we usually have cell phone service, so I do not have to worry about not having service. If you are in a country where you don't have cell service, it's always great to use functions like that in combination with a personal locating beacon like the Garmin InReach Mini or the Spot device. So that's something I really like. There's several more options about it. It measures your heartbeat, your sleeping pattern. What else it does? It has a compass. So it has a lot of functions for the outdoor adventures. The second item on my list of favorite backpacking gear is my pillow. I'm one of those backpackers, I absolutely need a pillow. Otherwise I cannot sleep very well on a trail. And of course sleep is a very important thing. So therefore I've been searching for a good pillow for several years, and I was not able to find them. I know a lot of people are really craving about the how's it called, Trachology pillows, but I absolutely do not like them. I had the Nemo Pillow, didn't like it either, and my mom got me this one last year for Christmas. It is the Sea to Summit Arrows pillow, and wow, this was absolutely a game changer this year. I am sleeping totally great on it. My pad has those patches on it, so that the pillow sort of locks on it, so it's not slipping off my pad during the night. Not that I'm looking around for my pillow all night. It stays nicely under my head. It's very comfortable, very soft touch on it, which is also nice when the nights are a little bit colder. And for me, it does not feel like you're sleeping on a balloon or something. Your neck is in a good angle, your head is in a good angle, and even for me as a side sleeper, it does not give any problems at all. So this is an item that I totally fell in love with. So thank you, Mom, for giving me this last year for Christmas. Item number 3, it might be a bit of a weird one, but it is my Wixie. You saw it in my video last year where I did a video about Christmas gift ideas for hikers and backpackers, and it is a female urination device. And sounds a little bit weird maybe. You've got those Wixies, in America they call P-style if I'm right. You've got several different models of these things, and why it was so great for me? Well, I'm one of those hikers who cannot be in the woods. I wet everything, so what I have to do is go very deep into the woods and completely take off my trousers because I get out soaked if I don't do that. So I started using this one this year, and this has absolutely been a lifesaver. I'm lucky enough that I do not have to pee a lot on the trail, but when I do, this one comes in great. So you can keep up your pants. You do not have to let anything down. You do not have to squat down. You can just stay up, put this in your trousers through a zipper, and you can pee without any problems. So sounds a little bit silly, but for me this thing absolutely does wonders, because those times that I have to pee, I can do it without any problems, and I can continue my hike with a dry trousers, which is nice as well. My next item is one of my bags from Hilltop Bags, and it is the electronics bag. And what I really like about it is then I can keep all my electronics, cables, power banks and everything, chargers, I can keep safe in here. And it's a small bag. It is a roll top dry bag, so everything stays nice and dry and safe when you're hiking or backpacking in bad weather. And what I also like about it is that it is divided inside. The dogs think that it has dog treats in it, which it doesn't. It has this little divider inside, so you have two sides, and then in the middle you have the extra layer. And what I love doing is put the bigger things like my power bank and my headlamp in one side and the cables in the other. And that means that nothing gets tangled up, everything stays nice and separately and organized. And that's something that I like. I'm not super organized in my backpack in general, but I do like my electronics to be organized, because I can't stand it when cables get wrapped up together. So I tie them all separately already, but then it's really nice that you can have a little department just for your cables and everything. So I absolutely love this one. You saw me making a video earlier that I do love Hilltop Bags products in general, but this one is absolutely one of my favorites. And who's following my channel a little bit longer might have noticed a little difference in the clothes that I'm wearing, or in the outfit that I'm wearing. I usually was hiking with a baseball cap on my hat, which I absolutely like. But I'm starting to hike also a little bit in warmer weather, and my hat got so warm. My face looked like a tomato within 5 minutes in the hike, and it just was a little bit too warm. Even if I got those caps that were especially breathable, they definitely do make a difference, but they still were very comfortable, especially in warmer weather. And about a few months ago, you saw me changing into buffs, and must say that I absolutely like them. This one I got in Lapland last January, but I collected a few over this year because it turned out that I really love them. You put them around your neck, you can wear them in several ways, and just putting them like a headband on, that's what I prefer. You saw that in my latest hiking videos as well, because it keeps the hair out of my face, which is great because my hair gets really turned up in during the hike, so it does not sit very nice at all anymore, and then when it's windy it all comes in front of my face, which I absolutely do not like. So using this as a headband is totally cool for me, and my head stays so much cooler. Doesn't matter whether I'm using what kind of material that I'm using, because the original buffs come in different kind of materials. They have the cool net material, they have the bug protection, they have the merino, they have the polar version, but I just use the simple ones. They are warm enough for me because I get warm very easily. Oh, buddy. Very easily, and they work just fine, and my head stays so much cooler. The only thing I think when I am going back to a baseball cap next year is when I think that I'm really hiking in open areas and there will be a lot of sun that day, so to protect my head from the direct sunshine. And maybe I try to make a beanie out of this one, because that will work as well, but I don't know which one will be cooler. So therefore that's something I'm going to try next year, but for now I absolutely fell in love with my buffs. And a other switch that I made this year is a switch from backpacking meals. I used to work with the Dutch backpacking meals and I was getting so bored of them. They were not tasty at all, and eating at camp was more something that has to be done than something that I was looking forward to. But since I changed to my current backpacking meals, I already started looking forward to my dinner as soon as breakfast is over. And then I'm talking about my American backpacking meals. The doggies think they can eat it as well. Hey, Afia. Hi, Maxie. And especially this one, the Backpacker's Pantry lasagna. What are you doing? And the Peak Refuel Pasta Alfredo, but I run out of that one. So I have to place a new order at the REI for next year to get me some of those new, because I think the Chicken Alfredo from Peak Refuel is absolutely my favorite. But this one comes very close in second. So yeah, this was absolutely a game changer for me this year. And of course I'm not taking meals on my day hikes, but when I'm going out for a backpacking trip, I'm never going to get out without one of these anymore, because they make it so much more fun. They make dinner on the trail so much more enjoyable. So they are absolutely on my list of the best backpacking gear of 2022. The next item you saw passing by on my channel already last week, but I had to mention it in this list because it's absolutely a favorite one, and that is my Skygoat gear hoodie. It is so super comfortable to wear at camp. It is so nice and warm, cozy. It keeps me toasty warm even on colder nights. So yeah, this is absolutely a thing that goes with me on each hike and also will be next year. You saw in my video last week that I also got the jacket recently, so I'm going to try that one out this winter, and then I will decide which one I am going to take, or maybe I'm going to change them up. It depends a little bit on how much I will be using the hood, because this one has a hoodie, the jacket doesn't. But this is an item that I absolutely fell in love with this year, and maybe next year I will even get another color as well, if they get on sale, because they get quite pricey, but they are absolutely worth it. I absolutely love it. It is a microgrid fleece. The only downside is that it starts smelling quite quickly, this one, but if you have the ability, if you have the possibility to just hang it out at night, hang it out of your tent, then it can dry out a little bit and breathe and air out, then you will be fine. So absolutely one of my favorite items. I was actually thinking about wearing it today, but I wanted to show it, so therefore on this video as well. And one of the biggest changes that I made this year is with my switch in packs. I went from the original packs, or the traditional packs with the frames and the ventilated back panels and everything. I changed to the ultralight packs. This is my day pack. You saw that I got this one for Christmas last year. I gifted that to myself. So I've been using this for a year now. And gee, these things are absolutely game changers to me. Yes, you get a sweaty back, but I also get a sweaty back with those ventilated back panels. They do not work for me that well either. So these are so much comfortable to wear. And then I'm not just talking about this day pack. This is the Waymark Gear Mile. And I'm also talking about my backpacks, because I got 2 backpacks of this kind of well this year. One from Waymark Gear as well, the light, and I also got a pack from ULA this year, the ULA Circuit. And all 3 of them, I love each and every one of them. They are super comfortable to wear and so lightweight. They are super spacious from the inside. A lot fits in it. Yeah, this is a change that I've made this year, and I will never go back to the traditional pack. Sometimes I went back this year to my low alpine pack, because that was on hikes that we were going out for a very long day hike, or for a day hike, for example, on Lahonek in the Vasquez, where I needed a little bit more gear, which did not fit in my 28 liter pack. So then I had to change over, but I have a 40 liter pack in the making at the moment. More about that in the beginning of next year, because I'm still waiting for it, so that I can definitely change each pack that I have next year onto those ultralight backpacks, because they are awesome. And the last item on this list is absolutely a game changer as well. It is my Enlightened Equipment Revelation quilt. And oh boy, do we love this thing. Not just me, but also Ravi. I was having it laying here next to me, and both dogs were going to sleep on it straight away. This thing is so nice and cozy. It is a 10-degree quilt, so it can go in colder weather. But I also use it during the summer, and I didn't experience it to be too warm. So I've been using this all year around. I even got it with me in Denmark. I kept it in our holiday home, just in the evenings to snuggle under it on the couch, because it's so comfortable. It's nice and warm, but not too warm. It's the perfect warmth for me, and it's just, yeah, it is amazing. I switched to a quilt last year at the end of the season, and this was my first year all round with a quilt, and no way am I going back to sleeping bags. I do not have problems with drafts or anything. I'll call the air coming underneath. In the summer, I just totally zip it open. As you can see with this one, you can. And I just use it as a blanket. Ravi sleeps on it. He loves it as well. And yeah, I really can't say anything bad about this quilt. I usually do not use the pad straps because I have the extra wide version, because Ravi is coming under it as well, so therefore I decided to go with it. So that means that it covers my whole sleeping pad, it covers half of my tent, so Ravi has place to go under it. I have plenty of room underneath it, so yeah, I think if I have to mention my most favorite item of the year, this one will definitely be it. And I will not switch it out at all. This one will stay with me forever. It will go on each trip with me next year, no matter how cold or how warm it's going to be, because that's a nice thing of a quilt. When it's too warm, just throw it back a little bit, stick your feet out. It will work. And like I said, although it's a 10-degree quilt, Fahrenheit, that in, what is that in Celsius? I think it was about -12 or something. And it doesn't matter. It is super item. So this was my list of favorite hiking and backpacking items for 2022. My next video will be about my most disappointing backpacking gear. Luckily that list is not that long because I did not experience a lot of gear that disappointed me, but there were some, and I think some of you might be surprised because there are some items on that list that are really hyped by other hikers, but they absolutely disappoint me. So stay tuned for that one. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a like, subscribe to the channel and notify the alarm bell, because I really hope that I can make my channel grow in 2023, and therefore I need your help. So it doesn't cost you a lot of time, Ravi, but it absolutely helps us out. So thank you if you're willing to do that. And then as always, enjoy the outdoors. We will catch you on the next trail. Goodbye.